Hello, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Just remember to keep your cameras, your videos off, and keep your microphone muted during the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce, and thank you to everyone that is attending this virtual Virginia Space Coast Scholars Closing Academy. Happy Friday, good morning from hot and sunny Hampton, Virginia. I'm Chris Carter, Deputy Director of the Virginia Space Grant Consortium. Our consortium director, Mary Sandy, regrets that she cannot be part of today's ceremony due to her leading another closing ceremony for one of our other programs, but she definitely sends her congratulations to the scholars for an excellent week. Today, we honor our Virginia Space Coast Scholars as they complete their summer academy. The Virginia Space Coast Scholars Program is the result of a vision that was shared by the Virginia Space Grant Consortium and NASA Wallops Flight Facility. Since its inception in 2013, more than 2,600 students from all across the state have participated in this program. With the continuation of the COVID-19 pandemic, we again had to offer this academy as a virtual experience, and we were very pleased that we were able to do so and to give you this virtual experience. I know that we would all have preferred to be visiting NASA Wallops Flight Facility and seeing that lovely facility. The Virginia Space Grant staff and leaders from NASA Wallops have worked very hard to make this experience as close to the on-site experience as possible. I've been amazed at how comfortable the students are with the virtual learning and working environment. And we are extremely grateful to the Old Dominion University Office of Distance Learning for their support in creating the Academy's online environment. Today culminates a wonderful journey for our Space Coast scholars. The students first spent November through April in an online course in which they completed interactive modules that taught key science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM concepts. And these were taught through a focus on missions that are launched or managed by NASA Wallops. Throughout their coursework, they were led by master educators, interacted with their peers, and studied material created by NASA experts. A total of 229 students completed the online course, and students who did well in the course were selected for one of 3 summer academies. There are 40 scholars participating in this academy, which focuses on the exciting work undertaken at NASA Wallops. You'll hear more about the missions the students have created and their experience this week later in the program. Yesterday, I hope everyone was able to see the amazing student presentations. They were done with such poise and the topics were well researched and presented with incredible professionalism. Kudos to our scholars, and I feel better about our future. Thanks to NASA Wallops for hosting this program and for the contributions of the many people working with this program. This is the fantastic partnership. You all are not only great to work with, but just wonderful people, and we really appreciate your opening your doors to let us see Wallops and meet your folks. I especially want to thank the leadership at Goddard Space Flight Center and Wallops Flight Facility, especially Director David Pierce, for his support. Very special thanks for our Wallops colleagues, Dr. Joyce Winterton and Linda Sherman, who are our partners in making this program happen, along with the support of Victoria Dana and Patricia Benner. I also want to give a special thanks to the NASA Wallops subject matter experts who mentored our scholars this week. Charles Younger, Sarah Roth, Valerie Giselle, Mark Motter, and Alfred Fordan. Thanks also to NASA Wallops presenters, including Sherry Miller and Jeremy Eggers, and thanks to Ed Murphy from the University of Virginia and Chris Hale from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport for their presentations. Virginia Space Grant is committed to engaging students from throughout the Commonwealth, including those students in areas that generally do not have access to these kinds of programs. That is one reason why Space Coast Scholar and all of our programs are free to all students. This program would not be possible without the amazing master teachers and wonderful student interns who work closely with the students. So thank you to all of them. Thanks to the amazing staff at VSGC, Rudo Kashiri, Education Programs Manager, who provides leadership and oversight of this program. And I applaud Joyce Kubrick and thank her for her tireless work and coordination of the program. Jan Dotzauer has provided program support to keep things running smoothly. And thank you also to our summer media intern specialist, Michael Golding, who has been capturing the students' experience in video and still photography, and he will you'll see a video of his at the end. And thank you to all the parents and students who helped capture your experiences from within your home and submitting those videos. Many Virginia Space Grant Consortium opportunities are open to our scholars as next steps. In your junior or senior year in high school, you can participate in the Virginia Aerospace Science and Technology Scholars, or VAS program, and the Virginia Earth System Science Scholars Program, or VES. Both of these programs are done in partnership with NASA Langley Research Center. They include an online course and a summer academy, and these programs offer the opportunity to earn up to 5 dual enrollment college credits. Again, all for free. For aspiring commercial or military pilots, we offer Pathways Flight Academies, a 12-day residential summer academy that provides ground school plus 10 hours of flight training with the potential to do a solo flight. Like all of our programs, these are free of charge to selected students, and most applications you'll apply in the fall. And as you move into college, we offer several scholarships, fellowships, internships, and other programs. So you all are part of the Virginia Space Grant Consortium and NASA pipeline. Whether you want to be or not, you're in our family, you're part of our pipeline, and we look forward to pipelining you through to STEM and NASA careers. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, and now I'll introduce Joyce Kubrick again. Thank you.
Hello. So today culminates a wonderful journey for our Space Coast scholars. The students in this academy first spent a few months in distance learning program in which they completed interactive modules that taught key STEM concepts. The focus was on launched missions or managed by Wallops Flight Facility. Throughout their coursework, they were led by a master teacher educator, interacted with their peers, and studied material created by NASA experts. The best of the students were invited to one of the 3 one-week virtual summer academy experiences. NASA Wallops Flight Facility mentors and staff volunteered their time to make this a special event for the scholars. The master teachers and undergraduate interns have also worked closely with our scholars to help them develop their mission presentations. Students presented this culmination of this work yesterday, and hopefully you were able to see their fantastic student presentations. Now Chris will introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Joyce. It's now my honor to introduce Linda Sherman. Linda is the Wallops Directorate Education Coordinator for NASA Goddard Space Flight Center's Wallops Flight Facility. She began her career in 2010 as a teacher on loan from Worcester County Public Schools in Maryland, where she taught middle school science. During her time at NASA, Ms. Sherman has helped to design and implement all educator professional development programs, NASA internship programs, STEM engagement activities, and institutional engagement at Wallops Flight Facility, including the Wallops Rocket Academy for Teachers, the Virginia Space Coast Scholars Program, and the annual Job Shadow Program. She has served on the Accomack County STEM Academy Advisory Committee, the Maryland STEM Certification Network, the Virginia Space Grant Advisory Council, the Accomack County Career and Technical Education Advisory Committee, and the Eastern Shore Community College Trades and Manufacturing Advisory Committee. Please welcome Linda Sherman.
Thank you, Chris. Our partnership with Virginia Space Grant has been truly exceptional, and as a result, hundreds of students over the past 9 years have been able to learn what a unique national asset Wallops Flight Facility is right here on Virginia's Eastern Shore. Good morning. On behalf of NASA Goddard Space Flight Center's Wallops Flight Facility, our Center Director David Pierce, and our Wallops personnel, I'd like to welcome you to our closing ceremony and thank you for a wonderful week. This past year and a half has been a challenge for everyone. Scholars, you are to be commended for your dedication, not only to your participation in the online program this past year, but also for your willingness to take the time from your summer breaks to spend it as a Virginia Space Coast Scholar. Parents, your students performed brilliantly this week, taking on the challenge of designing a mission to fly on board one of NASA's premier science platforms. They explored their platforms, pitched ideas for science experiments, and eventually pulled together plausible and interesting missions to share with the NASA community. They did all this with some apprehension, knowing at the end of the week they would need to share their ideas in a professional panel setting. If you were able to join us yesterday, you saw that they delivered this request with grace and poise. That was nothing less than admirable. Their presentation showed conviction for their ideas as they defended their mission concepts when challenged. Scholars, you are to be commended, and parents, you have much to be proud of. It is our hope that as Space Coast Scholars, you will become ambassadors for NASA Wallops and our missions, and will continue to explore other possibilities to engage with NASA through VAST, VEST, or other future internships. I would personally like to extend a giant thank you to Joyce Kubrick for all her hard work with this program throughout the year and during this academy. She is truly remarkable. With that, we wish you the best and hope that we'll see you at NASA Wallops once we return to a fully operational status. Our next launch of Antares is coming up on August 10th at 5:55 p.m. So perhaps we'll see you in the Chincoteague area to view the launch with your families. I've received some indication there could possibly be limited guest viewing at the visitor center, so following them on Facebook and Twitter for details would be helpful. Once again, thank you and enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank you for that, Linda. It was a very nice speech. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to show you the program managers, sorry, are going to actually show you a brief little summary of their presentations they did yesterday. But before that happens, I would like to thank a few people. We would not have had successful week without them. So master teachers, can you please introduce yourself and your interns directly after your master teacher? So we'll begin with ELD.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Johnson. I currently teach for Newport News Public Schools, and I was the master teacher for the ELV team this week. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Scott Larson. I'm a student at Virginia Tech, and I'm pursuing a degree in aerospace engineering. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm Belinda Henriques. I teach earth science at Meadowbrook High School in Chesterfield County, and we were with the scientific balloon team this week.
Hi everyone, I'm Claire Kent. I was the intern with the scientific balloon team this week. I will be a second year at UVA next year, and I am studying aerospace engineering.
Good morning, my name is Casey Reuter, and I currently teach biology in Newport News Public Schools, and I was the master teacher for Sounding Rockets this week.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marin Kelly. I am a sophomore at Georgia Tech, and I am studying aerospace engineering.
Hi, good morning. I'm Shar Davies. I teach and I taught at Woodside High School. I taught earth science, and I was the math teacher for airborne science this week.
Hi there, my name is Allison Miller. I was the intern for the airborne science team this week. This fall, I'll be a third year at UVA studying system engineering.
Hi, I'm Liz Petrie. I'm a STEM teacher for Charlottesville City Schools, and I was the master teacher for UAS this week.
Hey everyone, my name is Saiful Paula. I was the intern for UAS this week, and I go to Virginia Tech, and I'm pursuing a computer science degree.
Okay, thank you everyone. As you can see, parents, we have some very capable teachers and interns that have been mentoring your students all week. These interns have all completed one or more of the Space Grant Consortium programs. I would also like to thank Linda Sherman and her team. Thank you, Linda, for your planning and securing such wonderful mentors for our students. I am sure the students and parents appreciate your dedication to the scholars and their experience. So right now we're going to go ahead and start with the students. The program managers of each group is going to show their presentation, a modified version. We'll go ahead and start with ELV.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael West. I'm the project manager from the Expendable Launch Vehicles Group, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Today, I'll be saying a few words to sum up the Cosmic Radiation on Organism Cell Experiment, or CROS. Next slide, please. The goal of the CROS mission is to learn more about the effects of cosmic radiation by sending cell cultures into high Earth orbit using the Antares launch vehicle and Cygnus payload. Once in orbit, there will be experiments done on the cells to determine which shielding may be most effective against radiation before the payload finally completes a rendezvous with the ISS to return the samples. The information gained from this mission could be critical to future space endeavors and aims to benefit deep space exploration and resupply in the near future. Next slide. The experimental design for this mission consists of a blocking design, with blocking by cell type to eliminate variability between samples. Each cell group will have a control group and 2 treatment groups, water and polyethylene. These shielding types will be used to surround the sample in order to determine their efficiency of blocking radiation. As for the cells, our group chose keratinocyte skin cells, myocyte muscle cells, and bone marrow stem cells. The wide variety of cell types was chosen in order to observe the effects that the radiation has on different cell structures. Once the experiment is over, the samples will return to the ISS in order to determine the results of the experiment and communicate findings. Next slide, please. There are several reasons why more information regarding cosmic radiation is important to the scientific community. Radiation poses a major threat to spaceflight, and the ESA said in 2019 that radiation is, quote, a major showstopper for the safe exploration of our solar system. Not only will this mission broaden human understanding of the effects of cosmic radiation, but it will also test technologies that could keep astronauts safe in the near future. Furthermore, learning more about how to counter radiation could lead to greater deep space missions in the future, which could lead to long-term infrastructure growth. Additionally, public interest due to the new deep space missions could lead to more funding for government agencies like NASA, and, not to mention, SpaceX and other private companies could also see a boom in investment growth due to increased buzz around the space community. Next slide. We would like to extend a warm thank you to the whole ELV group, as well as Mr. Alfred Forden, Mr. Scott Larson, Ms. Elizabeth Johnson, Ms. Joyce Kubrick, the VSCS staff, and the Wallace Flight Facility staff. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. And we're going to move on now to our next group, which will be scientific balloons.
Hello, my name is Evelyn Page. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, and I'm the project manager for our scientific balloons team. Our mission is the interstellar medium and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon tracing, or IMPACT. Next slide, please. For our mission, we are studying polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, in the interstellar medium. PAHs are organic compounds made of hydrogen and carbon. You can find them in fossil fuels like coal. They are also located in the clouds of dust and gas in the interstellar medium. The PAH world hypothesis states that there were key factors in the synthesis of RNA during the origins of the universe, and therefore could have been involved in the formation of early life on Earth, and possibly other planets.
Rotate the thumb, squeeze those shoulder blades together, feel those rotator cuffs.
Could everyone please mute their volume? Thank you.
Part of the IMPACT mission is to test this hypothesis. In a few years, we will launch spectroscopes and a telescope on a long-distance superpressure balloon from Antarctica. The data we gather will help us understand more about the origins of the universe. Next slide, please. Our mission goal is to gain a better understanding of the role or influence PAHs have in the interstellar medium. To do this, we will study 7 different clouds located there. The closest nebula we'll study is about 450 light-years away, while the farthest, which you can see on the bottom right, is over 5,000 light-years away. This one is aptly named the Rosette Nebula. Our radio spectroscopes will search for new PAHs previously undiscovered in these clouds. Our infrared spectroscope will measure variations in PAH concentration. In the end, the data collected can help us map these clouds and provide new information to the scientific community. Next slide, please. Our total mission duration is about 9 years. We would spend 6 months planning and 4 months building. Then we would test and run through our mission in Fort Sumner, New Mexico. This would take about a year because we'd also need to refurbish our instruments and make adjustments if necessary. It's important to note that it could take us about 4 more years before we can get to Antarctica because COVID caused a mission backlog there. When we do get there, we will take a month to set up and pull out all of the facilities, which are on skis. Then we will launch the balloon, which will fly for about 50 days. It will study each of the 7 clouds for a week. Once landed, we will recover the balloon, then analyze our data and write reports. That will take about 2 years and will conclude our mission. Next slide, please. Virginia Space Coast Scholars taught us many skills, especially teamwork. We learned how to collaborate in a virtual environment. We learned how to develop an entire NASA-level mission and present it to you all. And we learned so much about scientific balloons and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and the interstellar medium. Thank you to our subject matter experts who helped us with the fine details of our mission. Thank you, Virginia Space Coast Scholars leaders, teachers, and interns. Thank you to the Scientific Balloons team for their awesome work. And finally, thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you, Evelyn. Very nice job. Okay, we're going to move on to our Sounding Rockets platform.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Madhuri Sosole, and I'm from Broadlands, Virginia. I'm the project manager of the Sounding Rocket team. Today, I will be representing my team as I talk about what we have done at the Summer Academy, as well as the rocket-based exploration and analysis of celestial hurricanes, or REACH mission that we designed this week. Next slide, please. In just 1 week, we brainstormed various mission concepts, attended lots of informational virtual presentations, conducted research, and learned how to design a mission, and we presented this design mission to interns, master teachers, families, and experts in the field. We also met some amazing people and made some great friends along the way. Next slide, please. The REACH mission utilizes the Sounding Rocket platform, as well as various instruments such as spectrometers, barometers, and sensors to investigate the space hurricane, an upper atmospheric phenomena. Space hurricanes are huge funnel-like spiral geomagnetic storms that occur above the polar ionosphere of Earth. Given that this phenomenon was only recently identified, our mission aims to gain more knowledge on the phenomenon, its effects on Earth's atmosphere, and its impact on atmospheric drag relating to satellites, as well as telecommunication systems, such as radio and GPS. This mission has many benefits, as any data gained on this largely unstudied phenomenon will be very beneficial to scientists. Specifically, increased knowledge of how space hurricanes impact telecommunication systems will allow for the improvement of radio and GPS transmissions to avoid disruption during a future space hurricane. Additionally, increased knowledge of how thermospheric expansion and contraction is impacted by the space hurricane will allow scientists to better understand how the phenomena impacts atmospheric drag. This can allow for more accurate movement or trajectory predictions of low Earth orbit satellites and orbital debris. Next slide, please. I wanted to highlight our beautiful mission patch, which you can see here on the screen. At the top, we have our mission name, which is the rocket-based exploration and analysis of celestial hurricanes, which is REACH. The Sounding Rocket, which is our platform, is seen on the left side of the patch. The Sounding Rocket that we are using specifically for this mission is the Black Brant 9 Mod 1. Below the Sounding Rocket, you can see the space hurricane in green. This is what we are investigating during this mission. Along the left side of the patch, we have Wallops Flight Facility, as they will be supporting our mission. And along the right side, we have Poker Flat Research Range, which is a launch facility out of which we will be launching our rocket out of. Next slide, please. On behalf of my Sounding Rocket team, I wanted to say thank you to all of the people who made this Summer Academy and our mission possible. Thank you to the VSCS and VSGC staff, Joyce Kubrick, Jan Dotzauer, and Rudo Bashiri. We also want to thank the Wallops Flight Facility Education Liaisons, Victoria Dana and Linda Shulman. Thank you to our SME, Ms. Valerie Giselle, for taking time to help us with our project. We learned a lot from her about sounding rockets, and she provided us with great advice and insight on many aspects of our mission. Next, I want to thank our master teacher, Miss Casey Reuter, for her support and guidance throughout the past week. Miss Reuter was always there to answer any of our questions or help us out during times of confusion. I also want to thank our intern, Marion Kelly. Marion also was there to help us out with any of our questions, and thank you for your support, guidance, and for playing games with us during the week. We had a great time. I also want to say a huge thank you to my Sounding Rocket team. Brooke, Molly, Sean, Caleb, Sierra, Caden, Ariane, and Sonakshi. Thank you guys for all of your hard work and determination this week. I'm so glad to have met all of you, even if it was only virtually, and I'll remember this week forever. Lastly, thank you to all of the families for their support, as we would not be here without you. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much for that great presentation. Okay, we're going to move on now to airborne science.
Hello, my name is Nandini Kodamurthy. I'm from South Riding, Virginia, and I'm the project manager of the Airborne Science Team. Our mission this week was Operation Sky Shield. Operation Sky Shield seeks to understand the relationship between cloud characteristics and solar radiation, which is important so that we can find a way to prevent the melting of Arctic ice masses. This mission takes place in northwestern Greenland, which is an area highly affected by climate change and rising sea levels. Our mission seeks to provide baseline information for potential cloud-inducing technology over the Arctic. Cloud seeding is a theoretical technique, one which has never been used for climate change purposes, and it induces clouds into the atmosphere to cool down regions. We want to find the feasibility of this technique, and by doing things such as studying how clouds interact with the sun's energy and investigating how different cloud seeding aerosols affect plant life and ice, we can make conclusions about how this technique can be used. We want to study how clouds interact with the sun's energy by studying characteristics such as cloud reflectivity and surface conditions. We also want to do lab tests on experiments on samples of plant and ice to see how different aerosols can impact the Arctic ecosystem. Our mission collects data in two different ways. We have a ground sample collection in conjunction with the Greenland Climate Research Center, in which a ground team collects ice and plant life samples to test different aerosols, such as silver iodide and dust, to see how these ecosystem elements react. We also have 13 instruments split over 2 aircraft, the Wallops Flight Facility P-3 Orion and the Armstrong Flight Research Center ER-2. The P-3 Orion focuses on low-altitude measurements such as surface conditions and low clouds, while the ER-2 focuses on high-altitude measurements and cloud measurements with characteristics and properties of clouds. The ER-2 flies above most clouds and can take measurements from a higher altitude than before. The impacts of this mission are amazing. More information on cloud properties will be given and learned, as we don't know much about how cloud seeding could affect the Arctic just yet. We would also be preventing a global climate disaster, such as impacts caused by rising sea levels around the world. Short-term climate solutions can be made from the research that we gain from this mission, such as finding ways to implement cloud seeding in regions like the poles. While we search for long-term cloud solutions, we can use these solutions to keep climate change at bay. Furthermore, we will be providing baseline data for stakeholders such as Harvard University and NASA in order for future geoengineering projects to take place. These projects would help actively use cloud seeding in order to reduce the effects of climate change and therefore preventing more climate disasters. I would now like to thank our master teacher, Shari Davies, our intern, Allison Miller, and our subject matter expert, Charles Younger, for all of their help this week. This mission would not be possible without their hard work and their information. I would also like to thank my team members for all of their hard work and all of the communication and hard efforts that went into this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini. What a great job. All right, so we'll go on to our last platform, which is UAS.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sunit Papat, and I'm honored to have been acting as the project manager for the North Atlantic Whale Transmission System, also known as NOTS. This mission's main objective was to survey whale migrations in the North Atlantic region of the United States by using an unmanned aerial system that has remote sensing capabilities aboard its payload, specifically sonar and thermal imaging. The data collected from this mission will be compared to commercial vessel routes in the area and communicated to those ships in order to minimize the opportunities for already endangered whale populations to collide with ships. This mission will have three main goals: to obtain a better understanding of whale migration patterns, which will be achieved through using a UAV to relay information about whale migrations to nearby ships, to protect marine life from ships, which will be achieved through preventing vessel strikes, and to prove the viability of UAVs as a platform to observe marine life, which will be achieved through testing the feasibility of the aircraft in conjunction with the airborne sonar system. This mission is very impactful environmentally and economically, as it protects both whales and humans, as well as prevents vessel damage. This mission will use the vanilla UAV as a mission platform due to its long flight endurance, heavy payload capacity, and high power supply capabilities. It will employ the use of a photoacoustic airborne sonar system as a primary sensor for detecting whales deep under the water surface, as well as thermal and optical cameras for detecting whales at the surface. A radio signal will be used to transmit the data and GPS location of the aircraft while it is in close proximity, and a satellite will be used to facilitate the communication of the drone at longer distances. The primary data that will be collected are images of the whales and the path of the migration. This mission is planned to take place between the 1st of March 2023 till the 1st of December in the same year. Flights will be on a weekly basis from Wallops to Cape Cod, landing only to refuel and transfer data. We are glad to say that this is an extremely environmentally friendly mission, being extremely fuel efficient and operating at a safe altitude of 400 feet or lower in conjunction with guidelines set by the FAA and MMPA. There is additionally a contingency plan for the mission in case of emergency, in which the aircraft is programmed to fly back to Wallops after losing connection for more than 3 minutes. Assuming that it regains connection, it will continue along the nominal flight path. In order to connect with the general public about our mission, our public relations specialists have created several public outreach plans. The first of these is the NOTS website, which is an educational outlet for people to learn about the mission. This involves a game for young children to play, an art contest for youth to advocate for the protection of marine life, as well as NOTS's various social media platforms. Furthermore, our team has planned lesson plans for grade schoolers to follow regarding the science of our mission, as well as created an internship opportunity for undergraduate college students to partake in which they will create a mission using the UAS platform under the NOTS team. A press release and fact sheet has been additionally created to give a concise overview of the mission logistics to the public. Lastly, an initiative has been made to advertise the mission in our new digital age through the use of social media, specifically platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. A current effort for outreach is to use the hashtag #NOTSMission trend to develop public passion about marine life. This mission truly would not be possible without the contributions of so many different people, and at this time, on behalf of the entire NOTS team, I would like to formally thank the Virginia Space Grant Consortium members Joyce Kubrick, Rudo Kashiri, Jan Dotsauer, as well as our subject matter expert Mark Motter. Additionally, I would like to thank the Wallops Flight Facility staff, including Linda Sherman and the various guest speakers that were highlighted, as well as our master teacher Liz Petrie and our intern Sai Pupala. Without receiving guidance and facilitation, as well as much needed feedback and motivation, the North Atlantic Whale Transmission System would not be where it is today. From the bottom of our hearts, the NOTS team thanks you all for your contributions to this project. I would also like to thank my amazing team members and colleagues for helping me come up with this beautiful mission. Your hard work will not go to waste. This concludes our mission presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That was great. Thank you for all those excellent presentations. I'm sure the parents got a good taste of what you did yesterday. Okay. It would be nice to hear from each student about their week's experiences, but we are limited on time. So I have selected 2 students to say a few words about their experience this week at Virginia Space Coast Scholars Summer Academy. Our first speaker is from the Sounding Rockets team, and that is Molly Hutchinson.
Hi everyone, my name is Molly Hutchison and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I was on the Sounding Rockets team. I first heard about these programs through my brother who participated in VSCS, VAS, and VES. He's currently a physics major at William & Mary and I plan on following in his footsteps. He even met his freshman year roommate at one of the space programs. When I was given the opportunity to participate in this program, I was excited for a chance. My team started off this week by brainstorming mission ideas for our assigned platform. It was so interesting to see all of the mission ideas that we came up with but ultimately did not use. There were 4 pages of ideas that we came up with in about 20 minutes of work time. We sifted through each idea and ended up with one that compiled several people's work. Once we decided on our mission, we began discussing specifics with our master teacher, intern, and subject matter experts. They all helped to guide us and gave helpful feedback for our mission as well as our presentation. It was also incredibly helpful to have wonderful program leaders who set up meetings with our SMEs and brought presenters from NASA to speak to us. I'm amazed that less than a week ago, my team didn't know each other, and in a span of 5 days, we were able to come together and create a mission that I think we were all incredibly proud of. We worked off of each other's strengths and helped each other in our weaknesses. While we each had our own jobs, we were always quick to step up and help someone if they needed help researching something or even just typing up their slides. Even when there was a 30-minute break yesterday after all the presentations, my group returned to our meeting room to hang out and play games together. This program has helped me find friends who share my interest in STEM, and I hope to someday meet them in person. Thank you to the VSCS staff, master teachers, interns, and presenters for immersing me in STEM at NASA and for all you have taught me. And a special thank you to my team for an amazing week. I'll never forget you. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. That was very nice. I'm sure your teammates will never forget each other. So we're going to hear from another student, and this student is from Airborne Science, and his name is Ethan Navarro. Hopefully I said that right. Go ahead, Ethan.
All right. Hello, my name is Ethan Navarro. I am from Stafford, Virginia, and for the past week, I was a public relations specialist for the Airborne team. First and foremostly, I'd like to give a great thank you to my master teacher, Shari Davies, and my intern, Allison Miller, who were always there every step of the way, providing me and my team such great assistance and honestly engaged us so very well. As well as a thank you to my team, who, without them, honestly, I feel like I couldn't have done such a great job. We all felt so comfortable and we really communicated so effectively, and I made friends with them. We all exchanged contact info, so hopefully we can meet each other in real life. This mission and this program was so wonderful. I met great people. I learned a lot of things. The presenters were so useful, and I really enjoyed all the presentations about wallops, the environmental impact, as well as the final presentation on extraterrestrial life. I had such a great job. I would recommend this to anybody who has deep interest in aerospace and science as a whole and NASA. And this was really wonderful. And at first I had learned this through my school, so I was more or less intrigued. But once I went through the program, and especially when I got to the summer academy, I was just, wow, it's amazing. It truly is one of the best experiences I could possibly have gone through the summer. So it was just wonderful. And I wish I could do it again, but I'll follow up on it next year with the VAS program. So yeah, it was truly wonderful.
Thank you, Ethan. I'm glad you had such a good experience. Okay. All right. I always enjoy seeing the student presentations every year, and this week was no exception. Every week I say, these are the best presentations yet. They just seem to keep getting better and better. I'm just so overwhelmed by their research and presentations on such complex subjects. Michael Golding, our Virginia Space Grant Consortium media intern, has put together an excellent video that highlights the week. The video will be available in about a week or two, and I'll send the link out to everybody so you'll have a copy of it. So let's go ahead and play it. Right. See if I can find it.
based on personal interest. So if there is like a desire to do something like this, then they should definitely change for it because the months of doing the work is so worth it because you learn from that and you gain experience from that too. But for a program like this, the summer program that's after it, you just enjoy it so much. You're working with like-minded people.
Hey
It's
Joyce,
almost
we
like
can't see the
answering
video
a
right now.
All right.
Get them working on something that you like this program.
I was a little bit.
Hold on, wait a minute.
We were doing this all virtual, but you guys went into detail with not only just like the base,
Ugh.
but like also what you guys do and how things just like work here, not in, like not only in terms of like mechanics and stuff.
All right, let me try it again. Okay, screen one. Okay, does everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Here we go.
It was based on personal interest. So if there is like a desire to do something like this, then they should definitely chase for it because the months of doing the work is so worth it because you learn from that and you gain experience from that too. But for a program like this, and the summer program that's after it, you just enjoy it so much. You're working with like-minded people and it's almost like answering a call basically from yourself. It's just worth it, like a sense of fulfillment and happiness that you get from working on something that you like this program.
I was a little bit sad when I realized that we were doing this all completely virtual, but you guys went into detail with not only just like the base, but like also what you guys do and how things just like work here, not in like not only in terms of like mechanics and stuff, but also like the people, the community, and how things are like structured.
I really enjoyed that virtual tour, looking around, watching the presentation and seeing various rocket launches, which we wouldn't, even if we had gone to Wallops, we would not have seen those rocket launches in person because they already happened.
Everyone was pretty disappointed that we couldn't go firsthand, but I did think that the tour served for a substitute for that because we did get to see how they do things, and a speaker came
Our
in.
platform expert that came in to talk with us, she was actually really interesting to see just like all of the different platform stuff that she's done with the science balloons and having heard her firsthand information.
But he was the one, the presentation on presentations. He resonated most because that presentation was kind of aiming towards us specifically, more personally.
Overall, just learned more about what she does and what other people do, which makes things here seem more relevant to the real world and to what actually NASA does. I just never considered NASA being so environmentally aware and trying to promote the sustainable energy as such.
I'm very grateful for all of the people who took the time to come and present before us. It definitely taught me more, especially the other video where we learn more about the specific sections, the specific launch platforms. That definitely helped my group as a whole to change some of the aspects of our mission because of the information we learned.
I'd say figuring out how to maneuver the actual platform that we use. Nothing severe. It was a little awkward in the beginning, but throughout this week and as we got to know each other, communication wasn't really a problem.
The most complicated part for me this week was investigating all of the instruments because I had to first teach myself how to research those instruments and then find more information about them.
And I think the brainstorming part was also pretty difficult because, you know, it's just like a new group of people, people that you've like never met. And so having to decide upon just one specific experiment was a little bit difficult.
I think the most complicated part was really the presentation because before that we had been working on independent deliverables. and then it was sort of a transition into the final presentation. And it wasn't complicated in a bad way, but rather we had to transition to a new state of thinking so we could all work together as one and make the presentation unison. So it was a little bit of a different work process.
Playing a part on a team, and that's really important, that you can carry your own weight, prove that you can carry your own weight, and then teach others what you learned. Because it's not everyone's job to know everything. So it's your job to teach what you learned to them. I think that's really important, especially as you get a job somewhere, if in a team career, or especially in a NASA job when you are working on a team.
A different experience than I'd say what you're used to. They're really informative, and it just gets your brain working, and it allows you to be collaborative with your fellow peers and actually from all across Virginia.
Even just this week-long experience has taught me new skills that I didn't have or I wanted to develop, and also just being able to meet other people with similar interests and working with them like it's a real professional environment.
Isn't necessarily a big opportunity in other areas, and just being able to work with like-minded students who have the same passion and same drive.
Okay, that was an excellent video. But I just want to thank everyone again for such a fantastic week. Hope you have a great summer, and don't forget to sign up for our other programs, VAST and VEST, for 11th and 12th grade year for next school year. Applications open in August, so you might be receiving an email reminding you. So don't forget, and I hope you have a great summer.